Hey friends, what's up? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chrisanna, and if you're new here, then welcome, and if you're an oldie, welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to be doing almost a full face of brand new makeup. If it didn't come out this month, it came out a couple months ago. For instance, we have the new e.l.f. sponge, we have the new e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, we have the new Colourpop Just a Flush Cheek Palette, we have the new e.l.f. Camo CC Powder Foundation, we have the new NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum, we have the new Glam Infinite Foundation. And best of all, you guys, this product I probably love the most. This is the new Tarte Breezy Bronzer Cream and Blush Palette. Loved this. Probably my favorite out of the whole video. And of course, that's not everything. There's a bunch more new stuff, you guys. So if you guys end up liking this video and you guys want to see more videos like this one, please be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you guys want to see how I used all this brand new makeup today, go ahead and keep on watching. So let's go ahead and start with eyes first. I'm probably just going to do something simple so we can really focus on the face products because that's what I got the most of. So the new eyeshadow palette that I picked up was the Colourpop, the Mandalorian palette. So to put something on my lips while we get ready, I'm going to take the Tarte Maruca Juicy Lip. So it comes in this little Tarte set here. But I have tried this stuff in another shade, and this is so good. If you guys can get your hands on this, definitely get it because it is literally the most hydrating. It gives you like a little bit of tint, and it's really, really good. So let's go ahead and jump on with eyebrows next. I have this Revolution XX Faux Brow Definer Pencil. So I got mine in the shade, I think it was, okay, medium brown. I don't think this is actually new, but it is new to me. So on one side, you get a thicker pencil, and then I think on the other, it's a thin one. Oh no, it's actually a little tiny cute brush on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and try to fill our brows in with this. I wasn't aware that it was going to be super thick like that. And I also got the Minnie Mouse and Morphe mirror. I'm so glad to be able to have a mirror like this because usually I'm always like looking down in the mirror I have on my table. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and use this to fill in the brows. Okay, so this is actually a lot more creamy than I thought it was going to be just because the whole head was like filled with white stuff. Must be because it hadn't been used. But some pencils that are thicker like this can tend to be waxy, but this one is actually very creamy. All right, again for the palette, we're going to go in with the Colourpop, the Mandalorian palette. So this is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. So here is what the palette looks like. I really, really like these shades. I'm just going to grab the Beaute Amplifying Eyeshadow Base. I don't have a new eyeshadow primer because I typically use concealers. I'm going to go ahead and blend this in. So I'm first going to take this shade right here called Bantha Tracks. I'm not really into Star Wars and all that stuff, so I really don't know what these names refer to. My boyfriend likes shows like that, but they're just a little too like sci-fi for me. So I'm just going to take this on a big fluffy brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to kind of blend this all over. So the shadow definitely has a lot of kickback in the pan. Which honestly, that doesn't really bother me because usually when there's kick up, that means there's a lot of pigment. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into Creed. So this type of shadow is the one that has the glitter in it. But honestly, when I use these, I barely see any glitter at all. It kind of just blends itself away into a matte. So this is going to be my outer V and my crease shade. So I've just softly blended that right into the crease. So I'm going to go back into the Bantha Track shade. And just going to go ahead and blend this all out. So let's go ahead and take a shimmer shade. So I'm first going to take this one right here called Imperial Credit. I'm just going to pretty much start applying this all over the lid. Oh wow, that is a really, really pretty and super pigmented shade. I honestly wouldn't expect anything less out of a Colourpop shimmer. I mean, their shimmers are probably the best shimmers I've ever tried. For the outer V, I'm going to take this shade right here called Tattooed Glimmer. And I'm just going to pop this right here. You guys, I'm literally living for these shimmer shades. They are so freaking pretty. So I think we are pretty much done with the eye look. I will come back and finish everything up once we do the face makeup. So for lashes, I'm going to be using a pair out of my Revolution Creator Revolution Lash Book. So I might do a wing and stuff off camera, but it's not really worth it doing on camera because I suck at doing wings. It takes me forever. So I'm going to get off camera. I'm going to do that really quickly and then I'll be right back and we can start working on the base makeup. All right, guys, I'm back. I went ahead and did a winged eyeliner and I also did lashes. And there's something that I really want to turn you guys on to. So if you guys do false lashes, or maybe you don't do them because you struggle so much, I'm going to turn you on to something that could actually really help you. So this is the Kiss Glue Liner. This is in the shade Black. They also have a clear one. This is like $6, maybe $7. Guys, this is a complete lifesaver. All you will literally do is you draw your line on. You can also create a wing if you're good at wings. I use a wing stamp, but what you do is you draw your line on. You don't have no wait time. You literally draw your line on, you stick your lash on, and it sticks immediately. This has been a lifesaver. So let's go ahead and jump in with the face makeup. I'm super excited for this part because this is where I have the most new stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about this e.l.f. sponge. So the bottom part is like silicone, but when people were describing it online, I was taking it as it was like silicone, like the silicone and makeup sponges. It is not like that. It actually feels just like a regular sponge, but it feels a little bit more silicone-y. It's not like a complete silicone bottom. It's actually still pretty squishy and stuff. It's not like super plasticky. So for primer, I actually had 3. I had the Benefit Professional Primer that came in this kit. I have the new e.l.f. Power Grip. And then I also have the new NYX Marshmallow Primer. I think for today, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Power Grip just because right now this is being so hyped up. I really want to see if it's like worth all the hype. So this Power Grip primer retails for $10 and I purchased mine on Ulta. So here is what it looks like and it has a pump. So I really like the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer. So if this is anything like that, I'm probably going to love it. These type of primers only work well with certain foundations for me anyways. They don't really work well for matte foundations because it just dries my skin out completely. If you have oily skin, it might be different. And they also don't work with tinted moisturizers. I feel like when I use this with the tinted moisturizer, it literally just like separates the makeup and makes it look gross. Oh my God, you guys, this actually looks really cool. So here's what it looks like. So again, I have tried the regular Jelly Pop, but I have not tried the Mint to Be one. I know that one came out like last year sometime. I can definitely tell it's going to be very sticky, which again, sticky primers work good for me sometimes, but not all the time. So for foundation today, I have the new Glam Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. So this just released, I want to say like a couple months ago, and I've had it in my collection for literally like 2 months. As soon as it released, I ordered it and it was here, but I've been saving it for this video. I got mine in the shade Nude. So Nude is like their most popular shade on their website. I think at this time, it's probably going to be a little too dark for me, but I love Glam's like packaging. They literally put it in a little sleeve, the little velvet sleeve. And then here is what the foundation looks like. Very, very pretty packaging, super elegant and sleek. And this retails for around $10 on their website, which is an affordable price. Now, I really like their original, so I'm hoping that I'll like this one as well because I have more dry skin, so something like this might work better for me. I'm just going to go straight with it on the face. I haven't done this in a while, but it's just easier than having to put it on the back of my hand. Oh yeah, I think this is going to be a little too dark. And for the e.l.f. sponge, I'm going to take the bottom part. Let's blend this in. So I know the original foundation in this has a lot of coverage. So I want to see if this one has too. And this is definitely not my shade, so I'm going to bring it right down my neck. So this sponge is definitely different and it probably takes some time to get used to, but I really do like it. So I am noticing a little bit that the primer is so gripping and so strong that it's actually taking away some of the dewiness of this foundation. Honestly, I think it might have taken a little bit longer to blend my foundation with this sponge versus like my Real Technique sponge. So I had 2 new cream bronzers. I have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines. And then I also had the Tarte. This is the Breezy Cream Blush and Bronzer Palette. I think I'm going to use the Tarte one. So here it is with it open. This thing is massive and the mirror is almost bigger than the pan of bronzer and blush itself. I'm really excited to get into this. I've heard so many people rave about this shade and the bronzer. But I absolutely love the concept of this, having a bronzer and 2 blushes. It's going to be really nice for traveling and really just nice for everyday use. I feel like for me, I more so dip into palettes with blushes, bronzers, and highlights more than I do singles. So this shade definitely more warm than I thought it was going to be. Actually, I thought it was going to be really cool toned. And even though I haven't set my face down yet, it feels like very dry. And I think it's probably from the primer. Those type of primers do me very well like in the summertime. I'm just going to go over that with my damp beauty sponge right at the bottom part. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a smaller brush and I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. So I'm going to go back in with that sponge. So on the Tarte blush, I'm first going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Pink Sky. It definitely looks more of like a deep rosy shade. Okay, it's definitely a lot more pigmented than I thought. So let's dive into concealer now. I'm first going to go with the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and I got mine in the shade Fair. You guys, I ordered this off Amazon over a month ago, and I just got it a few days ago. The shipping on this took forever, and I think it's because it's been out of stock. So people say you only need a little bit. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to blend this down my nose. So I'm just going to go in with one of the sides of the sponge. This is definitely a very awkward shape, but you can turn it on its side to get like up in there. This sponge is definitely very awkward to blend out concealer under the eyes with. I definitely probably won't use it for that again. So my eyes look very bright underneath. I definitely say it's a very, very light coverage. There's nothing full coverage about this concealer at all. Maybe it was because I should have blended it out with my finger. I probably would have gotten a lot more coverage. But for the NYX Tinted Concealer, I do have to say it has a really beautiful dewy finish, and I'm really excited to keep trying it out. So to set under the eyes, I have this powder by Believe Beauty. This is in the shade Translucent. So this is not new to the store, but it is new to me. And then to set the rest of my face, we're going to take the new e.l.f. Camo CC Powder Foundation. Rare that I use a powder foundation strictly for my base makeup. I usually just use it to kind of set everything in. And I got this in the shade Light 210N, which I know is going to be too dark. I actually have the foundation in this shade and it's too dark for me. But on Ulta's website, they only had 4 shades available. They had one in light, medium, dark, and then deep. And it took me like almost 2 weeks to get this in the mail, which is a long time for Ulta. I don't know what's been up with their shipping, but it's been taking forever. It's almost made me not want to buy stuff from there anymore. Like I've been shopping on Sephora way more than Ulta because Sephora stuff, it like when it says it's coming, like when it gives you an estimated delivery date, like it usually comes either on that date or before. That's what it looks like. I like how it has e.l.f. stamped in it. I think that's pretty cool. Underneath you do get a sponge for your powder, which I'm not going to use because I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush because I really don't want to pack it into my skin because I already have a bunch of makeup on. So I'm just going to start setting everywhere. You guys want to see like a full review on this e.l.f. right here and you guys want me to do it like all over my face using it as a base, let me know in the comments below. So for bronzer, we're going to be going in with the Benefit Cheek Stars Reunion palette. I actually got this on Sephora over a month ago and it was actually on sale for $30. The regular value was $60, but then the retail value was $150. In this palette, you get full sizes of all their like best-selling products. It is the Dallas Bronzer, the Sugar Bomb Blush, the Cookie Highlighter, the Georgia Peach Blush, and the Hula Bronzer. So having all of these shades in one palette is actually really genius and amazing. Since I do have pretty much everything done on my base, I'm just going to go in first with the Hula Bronzer. I'm really excited to try this. This is actually my first time ever using the Hula Bronzer. So I'm just actually going to use just a little bit because we already did lay down bronzer, cream bronzer. So I might come back to that for the highlighter, but I do have a blush from this new Colourpop, just a flush cheek palette. This cheek palette just released on Ulta's website, I want to say like a couple days ago. I think it actually released on like Monday. It's actually surprised that I got it as early as I did. So this is a 4-pan cheek palette. So it's said to come with a bronzer, 2 blushes, and a highlighter. So we're actually going to use one of the blushes today. They also came out with an orange one. And then I want to say they came out with a really deep one as well. So for blush today, I'm going to take this one right here at the bottom because I feel like this one will match best. First, going to take the highlighter from the Colourpop palette. So these actually do have shades on them. So the blush we used was in the shade, I think, Sassy Pants, and the highlighter is in the shade So Healthy. If this highlighter is like as brightening and good as their shimmer shades in their palettes are, I'm probably going to love it. Oh, that is very pretty, very brightening. It feels like a wet consistency, but I don't think it is. Let me show you guys the swatch. Kind of feels like a wet consistency, but I think it's actually dry. It just feels like that. And then we're going to take the Cookie highlighter from the Benefit palette, which is this one right up here. You guys, was an overall steal. You're getting a huge mirror. I mean, everything about this palette is freaking amazing. So I'm just going to take the little brush that it came with. That is a beautiful highlighter. Almost kind of looks and feels literally just like the Colourpop highlighter. So the Benefit one is more yellow. The Colourpop one is more of like a white silvery shade, but they do feel almost the exact same. So for a nose highlighter, I'm going to take a small brush and I'm going to go back in with the Cookie highlighter. You just do a little dot and then I'll bring it right down. Not all the way down, just right to about the middle. So what do we have left to do? So we have to set the face, finish the eyes, and then we're going to do the lips. And then we're pretty much going to be done for this video. It's definitely going to be a long video, but I'm going to try to shorten it down as much as I can to keep you guys entertained and occupied. So since my face has been kind of really dry and crusty, I'm going to take this setting spray. This is the Beauty Crop Cocoa Gold Mist Hydrating Setting Mist. So I like the dewy effect that this gives, but it has like a lot of glitter in it. So I do end up with a lot of glitter on my face, but I feel so glowy and so hydrated when I use this. Or you know what, since I don't want a really glittery face today, I'm going to take this NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. So I know that their matte setting spray like this is like one of their best sellers. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to take this one called Nevered Sand and then Creed. I'm going to go in with Nevered Sand first. I'm just going to run this right here. I'm going to go ahead and apply Creed with a skinny smudging brush. So I'm not going to add anything else to the waterline, just mascara. So for mascara, I'm going to take the Essence Double Trouble Mascara. So I've been testing this out for a few days now. I have not tried it on the top lashes, but I have tried it on the bottom. And I really like this for the bottom lashes. So for lips, I actually bought this Colourpop Truth or Bare Lippie pencil set, and it comes with 12 lip pencils. Go for something a little more on like maybe the pinkish side today. I do think I want to use one of these KVD Mini Nourishing Vegan Butter Lip Sets. So I think I'm going to take the shade She Defined from the KVD. Go ahead and swatch it so you guys can see. So there is the shade She Defined. Well, for the Colourpop lip pencil, I'm going to take this one in the shade, not exactly sure what the shade name is, but here is the Colourpop one swatched. Let me know, do you have to sharpen these lippy pencils or do you roll them up? I can't really roll them up, so I'm wondering if they have to be sharpened. Lippy pencils like these, I don't like to sharpen because they're not a pencil. They're actually like plasticky, and usually when you sharpen them, you ruin like the tips of them. So let me know down below. And taking the KVD and She Defined. This is really creamy, and this shade is freaking beautiful. All right, guys, so here is the finished look. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a close-up, and then we're going to do speed reviews on some of the products. So let's go ahead and do some speed reviews. So for the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, I did like this, but I feel like it's not really good. Like I said, again, with matte foundations or tinted hydrators, personally for me, it doesn't work that well for my skin. It's just a little bit too dry and a little bit too sticky. Personally, for me, I feel like the Jelly Pop one is the exact same way. So I like to use these more in the summertime. If you have oily skin, I think this would do you really well. For the e.l.f. sponge, I really like this, you guys, especially for applying foundation. I'm not really sure how I like it for concealer. I mean, it does have the little small end where you can kind of like get up in there, but it's not too precise for me. I think this would be really good for like baking the sides of your nose and also applying foundation, but I definitely would recommend this. For the e.l.f. powder foundation, I can't give you a recommendation at this time because I really didn't get to try it. I just kind of set the base of my face, which I normally do with powder foundations, but if you guys want to see a whole review on this, let me know down below. For the Tarte C bronzer and blush set. You guys, I really, really love this. I do think it's worth the $35. You're getting a crap ton of product. It was really creamy. Colors were very pigmented, and I really, really love this purchase. For the new Colourpop, just a flush cheek palette, I really like this as well. And like, again, you get 2 blushes, a highlighter, and a bronzer. I'm going to pull it out once more and show you guys. But yes, I would highly, highly recommend this. You can pick this up at Ulta for $12. I believe Beauty powder, $5, you guys. This stuff seems pretty good. Even though my under eyes were very dry, this did not dry it out anymore. I think this did a really good job at just setting everything down. For the NYX Bare With Me Tinted Concealer, I really, really like this. I wouldn't say it's full coverage, or maybe that's just me because I didn't build it up, but I do like how flawless this made my under eyes look. They look very smooth. They don't look dry at all. And I think that this and the powder meshed really well together. The Glam foundation, I really, really like this. It wasn't super dewy looking on my skin, but that's because my skin is really dry right now, but I really like this. I just need to pick it up in a different shade. For the Benefit Cheek Stars Reunion Tour, if you guys can get your hands on this, 100% pick it up. It is so freaking worth it. Even for the $60, you're getting a way better value for your money's worth. And I really like this. Everything about this is really nice quality. So I think that is pretty much everything that we got to try out. Oh, and the Colourpop, the Mandalorian palette, I really like this as well. Everything was very pigmented. There was a lot of kickback, but that stuff really doesn't bother me. And right now, this is actually currently on sale on Ulta's website for $8. The Revolution pencil, I really like this. I usually don't like a thick brow pencil for my whole brow, especially the front here, but this worked really well. It was super creamy and applied really nicely. And for the KVD mini lip sets, I really liked these as well. The first one felt really creamy and buttery. Of course, I haven't used them all, but I think I'm probably going to love every single shade. I just don't like the small amount of product you get with it. So if you can get it cheaper than $20, definitely pick it up. And yeah, guys, I think that is it. I hope I'm not missing anything. If you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. If there's anything at all that you guys want to see next, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.